welcome back to Child of Light. We are in battle with a little griffin.
And the spiders.
Yeah, these are the creepy spiders.
Yeah, these ones, they have like, they can't use the little arms on their face to cover their eyes.
No.
Because they're more like teeth shields.
Yeah, they have the big fangs.
Yeah, that.
Those are the creepy ones. My sister is a huge arachnophobe. I became an arachnophobe through the Gold Rush from Kennywood.
Oh, with that giant spider.
Scarred me, screwed me so hard.
Oh my god, I love it. See,
I didn't.
I did. I always thought that was like the most fun because you knew it was coming.
I grew to like it. Like there was an actual like confrontation with my fear, face the fears, where I was like more like, okay, it looks silly now. But from that point, all throughout my childhood, I would cry in line if it was a dark ride. I was just like, Dad, please, if there's spiders here, I don't want it. Please, Daddy, don't.
Oh, my family would be like, there's spiders on this one. She's going. Like, no, Daddy, no. Oh, so you beat the spider.
Like, I did that once at the old mill, and a couple from behind said, honey, there's no spiders on this ride.
No.
You're fine.
I used to love the old mill. I was so upset whenever
when it became Garfield's
yeah,
Nightmare?
when they got rid of it and put in Garfield's Nightmare.
Garfield's Nightmare has a spider.
I'm just like, well, Garfield's Nightmare is no lasagna. Like, get out of here with your bowl. Like,
who's scared of some teensy tiny spider?
Upset. Oh, I don't think I'll ever forget like going trick or treating and my mom would like drag me to the scary houses.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was on the ground.
Oh wow!
Did not want to go. Oh, winning. There we are.
Alright, so we're back in the Tree of Thorns, if I remember correctly. We want to make our way to the village. And we finally found ourselves in an appropriate area for the season. Because we're at the time of recording this, we're just now hitting fall.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and so this area really complements the time of year.
Yes.
Fall is one of the few environments that's in video games. It's there, but it's not as utilized as the winter level, the summer level.
Well, yeah, because it's like, especially winter, like you have to...
You gotta have the ice level.
Right, you have to get around the challenges of it being winter, where it's like, oh, fall, it's a beautiful day to walk with a light jacket or a sweater on. Like, oh, the challenges. Like...
But I also think it makes creatives be more creative.
Oh,
it
absolutely.
opens their imagination, because it's just like, we want an autumn level, so what are some themes with it? Donkey Kong, I won't spoil, but it does some really clever things with its autumn level.
He won't spoil, because I have not played Donkey Kong yet.
I'm a stickler for game spoilers.
But, which can be hard, because, I mean, each game you play has a different experience. But I understand, like, the story and the plot and the levels and such.
Yeah, well, I want you to experience it. I don't want to be like, so this is what happens here. You do this. Like, I don't want to hold your hand. I want to sit back and be like, so what do? You
don't want to hold my hand?
I want to hold your hand. Yeah, maybe I do. But hand holding means, like, I take you through.
I know.
It's like, you go to the left, you grab the key,
means.
go. Well... It's a video game term because you can't really do it in any other kind of game.
Well, it's a term.
Or any kind of medium. I can't hold your hand through a book.
I mean, sometimes
is that
you
what
might need
reading
for
you is?
Well, no, but you can, like, hold your hand through any type of adventure. So it's... Like, if I'm teaching you a language, I can, like, hold your hand through that language. Okay. You wouldn't learn it as well. Right. You wouldn't be as proficient, but... You would pass a test.
Okay. So tutoring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'd be anything that you have to do.
Okay.
Whereas, like, I mean, technically you could hold my hand through a book if it was, relatively interactive book, but...
So this is crafting oculi. I finally have enough to where I can start crafting them and mixing them together. If you get, like, 3 of the same color, you get a big one. If you mix, I think, like, the white and the light blue, you get, like... No, if you mix like 2 different colors, you get the white.
I think it's the emerald, the sapphire, and the ruby. Gives you the diamond.
Yeah, and like oculi are very important, especially since we're playing on hard mode. to know monsters' elemental weaknesses, what they are vulnerable to and what they're invulnerable to.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way because I was not paying attention when I was like, oh, vulnerable to light. I'd just be like, that's cool.
Well, the next boss coming up is very much like, hey, we're all elemental base. If you know your elements, you can beat us. If not, you're gonna have a bad time.
Is mayonnaise an element?
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an element. Horseradish is not an element either. That is why we're... Alright, so I just gave Aurora ailment protection. That means that, like, they can't paralyze Aurora anymore. Anymore. And, like, I'm taking a beating right now.
Yeah, those spiders have really, knocked you for a loop.
Don't worry, I got Rubella's heal spell.
Oh, Rubella's not doing so hot either.
There we go, it's okay. Always good to get out in a pinch! See, Bombard is what I don't want to get hit by. See, no effect. So that's why I did ailment protection, because if they bombard me and I get paralyzed, I can't move and they get another turn.
Well, yeah, I got paralyzed a lot. They always paralyze you at, like, the most inconvenient times.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, they're juggling me. Paralyze!
Right.
It's like, well, that's fair.
Well, that's fair. Okay. I wonder if Rubella's hat jingles.
Oh, it does. Yeah, when she moves or attacks, her hat goes cha-ching.
Okay.
It does the little jingle.
I couldn't remember, and I don't hear well.
Well, when we're recording, I put the game audio down because when I put it all together in post, I can just raise the levels back up.
Yeah, I know that. I just couldn't remember if her hat jingled. Because it looks like it would jingle.
It does.
I really want them to glow in the dark, too.
Ugh. Well,
I know they don't.
You can't really see her in the dark, because only Aurora...
I was going to say, she's not really ever in the dark.
Well, yeah, because Aurora is the playable character on the overworld, whereas all the other allies see in battle.
Yeah, they just
That's not always the case in RPGs. In RPGs, you'll be playing, like, various characters at different times.
That's Trials of Mana is like that, is it not?
Yes,
Okay.
in a sense.
That's one that we'll play in a little bit of time.
Yeah,
once I get more experience, because I really want to, like, enjoy that game.
I want you to enjoy it, too. Like, you can enjoy everything but the voice acting, because it's like, well, it's a bad dub. It's a fine dub, in my opinion. Like, it's passable, because I've heard some bad dubs.
Why are you listening to dub? Sub is better. Age-old question.
I think it depends. Like, do you find it better because you actually know the language and know the acting? Or are you just like, well, it sounds better?
See, to me...
Like, how do you know?
To me, I'm a very short attention span, and I can't actively, like, read subtitles and pay attention to what's going on. So that's why I prefer dub.
Like, I listen to both, especially in the anime I've seen so far, because I'm fairly new at anime. That's the trade-off here if you're new to this channel. She's the anime girl that shows me the animes that, like...
Well, I'm a real human girl, but...
She's a real human girl who shows me anime, and I'm a real human boy who's showing her video games. Anyway, there's a point here, and so help me, I will find out what it was. But the animes that I've seen both... Well, we've watched the dub together, and then I go back to watch the sub, if there's one available, just to compare and be like, how does it compare? And for me personally, especially with Death Note, I prefer the dub. With Soul Eater, I'm just like, okay. Like, I could see the strengths in both.
Well, it's like, and I think this works the same way with video games, too, but it's, people will say that, like, oh, watch out for the griffin.
Put your differences together.
Okay.
And unite against the Netflix special.
Yes. Honestly, if you enjoy the Netflix adaptation of Death Note, please, just leave.
Yeah, don't subscribe.
Please leave.
We don't need you.
You won't like us very much, because we don't like that movie at all.
It was pretty bad. That was my reward for finishing the anime.
Yeah, I was like, now you get to see some really bad shit. have fun.
So what can we say that's nice about it? It has Willem Dafoe as Ryuk.
It used people.
And that's it.
That's it. But yeah, I think people will say like, oh, well, the dub is bad because of the translation.
Okay.
Okay, well,
like the
you
rewrites?
still... Yeah.
Okay.
Well, a lot of the time, dubs will kind of like adapt certain phrases or certain meanings into cultural appropriation. So it's like there are certain things that you'll say or do in Japan that like we don't do in the US.
Yeah.
So it would be weird, quote unquote weird,
to
hear it for us. Whereas like for them, the dubs are weird because it's cultural differences. But you run into the same thing when you're watching subtitles. Like you still have somebody translating from Japanese into English subtitles.
Yeah. So it has to do with a sound thing, like performance.
That's what I'm thinking.
Stigmata against it.
Yeah. Stigmata.
Did I pronounce it wrong?
Well,
did I pronounce it wrong?
The stigmata is
Miss Gollum. Oh, you don't think I forgot.
Well, the stigmata are like the wounds on Jesus.
Oh, okay.
The stigma?
Stigma. Thanks. That's fair.
Got it. It's fine.
As for you, how's it pronounced?
It's Golem.
Gollum is the little guy from the Lord of the Rings.
I was wrong.
Golem is the stone giant made of clay.
So if you guys have watched previous episodes, I definitely...
First off, thanks you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you've watched previous episodes of this show, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. But second off, continue.
Yeah, you'd know that I was pretty dead set on the pronunciation of Golem as Gollum, and I was wrong. We looked it up. We also looked up why tarantulas hiss.
Oh yeah, they rub their mandibles together to emit a hiss.
Yeah, so they're not like actually from like vocal cords hissing at you. They're just...
It's a sound that emits when
they're rubbing.
Vibration?
Yeah, they're rubbing their jaws together, like how a cricket would rub their legs to make noise.
The more you know. No, we will not provide a visual for that. Go look it up yourself. Okay, so up here is a secret giant monster. We're not tough enough to take him down yet. See, there he is, his big wings.
Oh, I didn't get to him.
There's a couple giant monsters throughout the game that, like, they're optional, and they give you, like, super special oculi.
Oh.
So we're gonna go back here later, and you're gonna watch me take them down.
Okay.
Or die trying.
or yeah, that's one thing that I am, like, learning. So, just to reiterate for everyone watching, again, thank you. I played through this game on my own, on easy. This was like the first video game RPG that I played in my new journey to trying to become a gamer, which I understand rage quitting now, so I think I'm halfway there.
It's not from this game.
No, it's different game that I'm working on. But watching you play it, I'm learning like, oh, okay, so there's definitely a ton more that I could have explored.
Right.
Because I thought that I was, like, getting every nook and cranny in the game just to get the experience of the game, since it was my first RPG, like, adventure, where there is no, like, linear, like, you have to go this way. Like, I can go up, I can go left and right, I can go down. So, I thought I got everything, and I'm learning, like, I definitely did not.
No, RPGs are very meaty.
God, that's so frustrating when they speed up like that.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's okay. I'm not too afraid of them. I'm afraid of the spiders. He just did like a Mr. Fantastic dodge, like boing, boing. I saw him like rubber band. I was like, what's that spider's legs made of? Yeesh.
Woo. What is behind her? Is that just like a shrub?
Yeah, just a It's a shrubbery.
Bring me a shrubbery. A shrubbery? A shrubbery!
For the knights who say...
Nee. Here's your shrubbery. Bring me another shrubbery. Do you know what shrubbery means in the context that they're using it?
I actually don't.
For like British slang.
Drugs?
Prostitute.
Oh.
So whenever they say bring me a shrubbery and he like shows up with a bush.
Well now.
But then
the
they
more
like
I know.
But then they like pause and they look at it and they go, bring me another shrubbery.
There we go. Got another confession.
I really enjoyed the confessions.
Well, at the end, after we beat the game, we're gonna read through all the confessions.
Yeah.
Narrate fun stuff.
Narrate.
And I'll go slow.
Okay.
And give you time.
Cause I'm not the type of person that can just like, here, read this. Cold read, no practice. I will have an anxiety attack.
I found out in the earlier parts where I'm just like,
and mispronounce
okay, go ahead,
everything.
read, and I already hit the button, and I'm like, oh, oops. Like, you're not bad in like Origami King, because I think there's just more communication.
I think, well, there's more communication, but it's also simpler. So it's like, we're also playing Origami King right now. And I'm reading through all of Olivia's lines, but she is a very simple creature. Whereas like this, you have the rhyme scheme, so there's like that bounciness that goes with reading it. Whereas Olivia is just like, Mario, we're lost.
Alright, so we're in the village now. Can't go there. Everyone's been turned into crows.
Yes.
So, what reason might this be? Let's see here.
Hey, Kick.
Ugh. Drunken crow.
The Drunken Crow. That sounds like a fantastic Irish bar.
The Drunken Crow.
Let's go to the Drunken Crow.
Let's go to the Drunken... That could be the name of our tavern.
Oh, yes! Writing it down.
The Drunken Crow. Well, we're just about done with this episode anyway, so go grab a pad of papers, and we'll go write that down. We'll see you guys in the next part of Child of Light.
Toodles.